you've been waiting for this moment, because now it's here. It is 7 p.m. I am Sneaky Devil, and this is Fanfiction Contempt Theater 9001. Joined today by Axe Force and Matin.
That is, you know what? We'll just roll with this.
Why not?
Congratulations, you're Axe Force, which I think that's even cooler than before.
You will shut your mouth.
And today I reveal to you the fic we are reading. Behold and tremble. Anyway, as always, unless the author themselves say so, do not contact the author in any form or fashion. Leave reviews on their stuff, comment on anything, period. Nada, not at all. Zippo. Let's move on.
Mm-hmm.
The Ascension of the Kitsune. As always, links can be found in the Discord down below. The Ascension of the Kitsune by Wandering Maverick. Naruto finds out the horrible truth about his family, leading him to the Kyuubi. Watch as the elemental nations in Konoha, rocked to the very foundations by Naruto, has been under the tutelage of the most powerful Biju in the world.
Listen, if this involves Naruto going straight to what is it? The
Sage
octopus?
mode.
Is it the eight tails?
What?
I'm saying if this involves him going straight to the I think it's the is it the eight tails that was like the really cool guy who used the swords? If this involves him going straight to the eight tails to get trained, I like the direction.
No. Why would he go to the... What? Explain yourself, peasant!
I refuse. I'm going to leave you confused and alone.
Oh, okay. Yes, I do scream at the top of my lungs quite often. There's a reason why I have soundproofed my room. If this involves Naruto going straight, now wouldn't that just be a travesty?
I mean, obviously that never happened. I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
And blah blah blah. Okay, so this is a 430k word story. It's completed. To any of you who are curious enough to read the whole thing. And blah, blah. Pairings, mini harem of 3 people. Just to be a mean author, I'm not going to reveal who the other 2 girls are. They aren't commonly used. That's nonsense. Every girl is commonly used. Warning! This will be a godlike Naruto, however, he will not act godlike. He has strength and intelligence. I'll be writing this story as real as possible setting, meaning that violence will be accurate as I can make it, aka the Rasengan only harming skin and spinning the victim instead of ripping them to a bloody pulp. As in, it will be in my story. It was always canonical that it could rip people in half. Wasn't it, like, also canonical that you can not, like, be lethal with the Rasengan with enough control?
No. The issue is it worked. I think it was supposed to work on it's an old martial arts theory where you can hit through the person without actually leaving much surface damage. The Rasengan, I think what it actually does against normal-ass people is completely fucks up their internal organs.
Against
based
ninjas
on
who reinforce their body with chakra, it probably only spins them.
Yeah, because when it's released, it's a violent explosion that moves through the person, so the Chidori would rip and tear. The Rasengan fucks up your insides.
Right.
And leaves a burn mark.
Yeah, no,
So
the Rasengan does rip and tear. I think...
The bloody pulp, I'm pretty sure, is the Rasen Shuriken, where...
Well, I mean, that literally rips apart every cell at the molecular level.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
I think
Shuriken.
I see where the author's coming from, though, because we do see the Rasengan do massive damage to non-human objects, but we also see Naruto constantly use it against, people and it not killing them. I think...
To be fair, we only ever see him use it against other ninja, though.
That's what I'm saying. I think what they're going with here is the same reason why ninja don't die the second they're hit by a fireball or impaled by a fucking stone.
We do see
chakra.
Jiraiya use it. No, well, we do see Jiraiya use it against the normie.
Yeah, I know. But Jiraiya's also, like, master of the Rasengan to the point where he created his own version.
I don't think he did.
Yeah, he did.
No, I'm pretty sure Naruto's the only one.
No, Naruto created the Sage Rasengan. Jiraiya was the original creator of the Sage Rasengan. The Udama, as it's called. The original Udama.
Which I find that hilarious. Like, I made it my own, so you just put more chakra into it. Shut up.
Fuck you.
I did not.
No, Jiraiya did not create it. Naruto created it by accident. In his 2.5-year training journey with Jiraiya.
Of course he did.
Interesting. So I stand corrected. However, I still do think that basically it was Jiraiya holding back the extreme spinning on it.
Hang on. Jiraiya does make use of the big ball Rasengan. Because this is Jiraiya. Like, he'll see it and be like, oh!
But
why didn't I ever think of that?
I still will stand by the theory that what protects ninjas from being killed by getting hit by a fireball is the same thing that protects them from being killed by a Rasengan. It's just easier that way. Because then you're gonna be like, oh, well, every ninja ability is instantly lethal then. It's like, okay, then by going by that logic, there'd be a shit ton less ninja. Because we see them in canon being hit by dozens of abilities and shit. I mean, yes, they do dodge it, but sometimes they get clipped by them and shit. And it's just like, oh yeah, they're wounded, not ripped in half.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Indeed. Anyway. The Kayayubi will be good and tame for the first half of the story, which will change in the second half.
Okay, I know we complain that sometimes authors don't explain anything. You're explaining a little too much, author.
Hey guys, I'm just gonna basically explain how my whole story's gonna go. Okay, thanks. I'm gonna leave.
Thank you for the plot summary. I'll see myself out.
However, she didn't become the queen of demons by being merciful. She is nice to those she holds close to her heart, but the worst nightmare she holds you close to her claws. Hold on, let me just put up the official banner. I am not fluent in Japanese, unfortunately, but will be trying to anyway, to use Japanese words to spice up my story. Mainly, it will be the kun-chan-san addressings, common words and greetings, and the techniques will also be in Japanese. I'll be translating to English when I first show the Japanese, for those who don't know, however. If anyone finds my usage of Japanese incorrect, please feel free to tell me what to change, but I'd rather not have it in a flaming format. Please do not give me a review only to mention my English editing either. I spent several months editing this fic, so there's no edits I need to make to this at all.
Aha! Now you see, that's a problem there, boyo.
See,
because
clearly, once you hit 3 months of editing, there's no more edits to make, even if there was more edits to make, because you have just 100%ed it.
Exactly.
Don't think that's how that works, but I don't have the heart to tell them.
I am blah blah blah. However, words used in the wrong way or are there instead of the correct word, let me know. My English is far from perfect, so I expect to screw up. So you just contradicted yourself in the span of 2 sentences. Well done, author.
There's nothing I need to change, but I'll probably screw up.
Oh, actually, his English is so broken. What he's saying is, don't. I think he's saying, don't say my English is bad. Tell me what I fucked up. I think that's what he's trying to get across. I think we need to. I'm not gonna lie. I'm getting to the point where we'll find authors who admit that their English is bad, and I just kind of want to sign them up for English courses. I don't know
about that, because this person's listing themselves as from the USA. Now, that could just be a mistake.
I mean, no, to be fair, the U.S. educational system has proven to have failed us.
That's what I was gonna say.
In some cases, yes. In some cases, no. But, like, here's the thing. Their location might actually be the U.S., but for all we know, they moved here 2 years ago.
That's true.
In fact, when was this last update? Last updated 2012, and this story is from 2009. Yeah, okay. For all we know, this guy started in India.
How did you find this?
I told you it was linked to me.
By who?
By Zeeks.
That's it. I'm banning Zeeks from everything.
Prologue, October 10th! The Kyubi, it is almost upon at the gates. We can't hold it back any longer. A bloodied Konoha shinobi yelled while pointing past the large village entrance. Meanwhile, standing above the northern gates of Konoha was an old man, who at first glance most would think should be nowhere near a war zone. But for those of the Hidden Leaf Village, he was their greatest hope. At this trying time, he was the Sandaime Hokage, and although not the current leader of the village any longer, he was still one of the strongest shinobi the village had. Also just want to say, most people wouldn't have that thought.
Yeah, no,
when
like,
you are...
first, okay,
yeah.
Here's the problem is, in this scene, he is dressed for battle, and he's recognizable throughout the entire ninja world. The only people are going to look at that and be like,
no, it's not only
he
that.
shouldn't be here,
It's
because he's an old man. He's
people who make it to old age in certain professions. There's a reason why they are old in those professions.
Yeah, like, again, even assuming that,
like, even if you didn't know the person at all,
he's clearly dressed.
Yeah. He's dressed as a ninja and he's old as shit. You could probably guess he's really good at being a ninja.
I was gonna say, one of the quotes is, beware an old man in a profession where you die young.
Yeah.
Because there are 3 reasons why if there's an old ninja, there are 3 reasons for that. He never got any work, he was a coward, or he's really, really good at his job. And you don't want to assume it's 1 or 2, because if you're wrong, you've lost.
I don't know why, but now I've just had this sudden thought of I should go watch John Wick 1 and 2. I don't know why.
Because it's John Wick. Calm down, all we have to do, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so this is basically just a rehash of the plot we all know of.
Sneaky, I'm not sure what's going on in our chat.
I don't
I feel like we should put a stop to it.
No,
but it's more entertaining to not.
Blah, 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 blah. Oh, God, no fucking goddamn, no, why?
John Wick, no, kill him, don't, oh, God. What have we done? What have I done? Kel wants to make a John Wick fic now.
Kushina-chan, Gomenasai, parentheses, I'm sorry, very sorry. Blah 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 blah. Canon rehash. Because he is our Sochi. Quote, son, end parentheses. I'm sorry, my Koishi. Parentheses, beloved, end parentheses. But it has to be him.
This hurts.
It does. So,
Deep in my soul.
Like, it's less painful for honorifics to be thrown out for some reason. I think just because that's become normalized with a lot of dubbing in the last, like, 8 years. But holy shit, throwing in this random stuff like this? Ow.
no, honestly, I would be fine with it if he didn't include the translation afterwards.
You know what? You're right. That's probably what's making it so painful. Like, I would cringe a little bit with the random Japanese thrown out, but I'd cringe less if there wasn't.
Yeah, no, at the random Japanese, I would just roll my eyes and keep reading. But because he basically pauses the story to be like, this is what this word means. Okay, continue with the story. It's like, no shit, that's what that word means. I can figure that out by context clues because I learned English. The language of context clues. Because we have several words in our language that mean opposite things depending on how you use them.
And not only that, don't forget about things like read. Don't forget about things like lead and lead. That's always a fun one.
Yeah.
Literally spelled the exact same, but it's pronounced differently, and they are in no way even remotely related to each other.
I love
They're
doing that.
Opposites.
I love doing that to people who don't have English as their first language. Remember, read and lead rhyme, and red and lead rhyme, but read doesn't rhyme with lead, and lead doesn't rhyme with red. And just like, but they're all spelled the same.
And then you get punched for speaking English.
I'm nonplussed.
And that's not even getting into like other things like homophones. You know, words that sound similar but are spelled completely different. Those are fun, right?
Or like nonplussed, for example. I am shocked, or I am not shocked at all. Thanks, English. That really cleared that situation up.
Wait, does that actually hold?
Yes.
Like the exact opposite?
Yes. There is actually a section of English words that have that. There is actually a term for those words. Now, I don't know the term, but it exists. I'm not crazy. Just drunk.
I think you are though. I'm looking into it.
I said
no,
I'm not crazy. I'm just drunk.
I'm pretty sure you're crazy. The only definition I'm finding is to render utterly perplexed, puzzled completely.
No. Shit, where is it? Filled with difficulty. No, god damn it. What dictionary was it? It was the British dictionary?
Just looked at the British dictionary. The only thing I had to say was to render speechless, which is the exact same as the American English one. Like, it's the same thing. I have literally nothing else to say.
I remember...
Surprise and confuse someone so much that they are unsure how to react.
Oh, here it is. Surprised and confused, not confused. The Oxford Living Dictionary, because of North America. Yeah, so standard British English means nonplussed means to be surprised, but North American English makes it mean to not be surprised.
I'm not even surprised anymore.
You're nonplussed?
That is correct. I am indeed nonplussed. Get out.
Why am I not finding this? Switching dictionaries. You said you're at the Oxford Dictionary site, right?
The Oxford Living Dictionary, yeah.
Nonplussed?
Yeah. Max, I have it displayed on Twitch right now.
So surprised and confused that one is unsure how to react. Not disconcerted, unprotected. That is not the same thing. That is not the. I'm signing you up for English courses. That's right.
More like nah. Anyway, blah blah blah. Canon. Not canon. Okay, so Kushina is not in the fight. So Toby was the one distracting it. Minato is the one who used the Death God.
Yep.
Okay, blah blah blah. Okay, so we're not told at all what the ceiling was. Yeah, we're just told the ceiling was used, and then the smoke cleared, and the Kyuubi wasn't there anymore.
Hooray.
Kushina wants to be alone. I will always love you, my little Naruto. So do you guys want to get to the second chapter? Because the first chapter is pretty much just canon rehash.
Yeah. Canon rehash with a sudden divergence. Yeah.
Alright. Let me just drop this into covered fix, and let's move on to the next chapter where things are supposed to change.
Yay. So
2
excited.
years later.
Can't you tell?
Oh, good! 2 years later! I love time skips! I actually kind of do when it's, a baby, and you're like, what the fuck do I do with a baby? I'm not gonna write a baby.
No, clearly we need to write the fact that the Kyuubi is secretly taking control of Naruto and making him a meat puppet.
Indeed.
Just like the author.
Although the village hidden in the leaves, that you didn't even... I'm gonna throw in some Japanese to make sure it's all Spanish and shit. I'm also not gonna use the proper name for the village, and I'm gonna use the improper English name, which then I'm not going to capitalize, because I'm dumb and I've spent months editing this. Don't comment on my grammar. Anyway, blah blah blah, black mark on the village, blah blah blah, village, blah blah blah, citizens, blah blah blah, people, blah blah blah, shinobi, currently inside the Uzumaki clan compound. Kushina was going to leave the village with her clan.
The non-existent one?
The non-existent one that's all dead? She's gonna leave with that clan?
I guess.
Well, they're not all dead. If she can track down Nagato and Karen, you could get some interesting things.
Now that would be a story I would read the shit out of. Kushina finds Nagato and Karen.
Yeah, it's like, alright, Nagato.
Listen here, you little shits.
It's like, Nagato, what, you're going to help raise your cousins. But I have world domination to... No. Cousins. Ow.
Just grabs him by the ear. You have cousins to raise.
Don't make me get the pen!
That's still my favorite thing when she was introduced as a fighter. It's like, oh no, she's actually such a great ninja. She just uses kitchen utensils. Oh, okay. Alright. That's fine, I guess.
Blah blah blah, blah blah blah, we're nearly gone because of what happened 2 years ago. 2009! No, 2009 was long past the reveal of Kushina being the only Uzumaki left. Right?
I don't know.
I think we got Kushina in like 07, 08,
Yeah.
I want to say.
Yeah.
Because Naruto started 04?
04?
Let's see, Kushina Uzumaki, first appearance was chapter 382. Chapter 382, what? You guys can't give me a year? Really, Wikipedia? The one time I need your autism.
Chapter 382?
Yeah, go see what the earliest one, what's the earliest? Okay, fine. When did Volume 42 release? Yeah, Volume 42 released '08 in Japan, and this was long after it would have premiered in Shonen Jump, so about '07, '08
Yeah.
is when Kushina would have showed up.
To be fair, they could have just been watching the anime.
That is true.
Actually, but would we even have known who Kushina was in 2009 if you were just watching the anime?
I don't think so.
Naruto Shippuden episode 128 premiered September 24th of '09.
Okay. So,
And
yeah, but the episode she appeared in was the episode that we were told that she was the last Uzumaki. Like, long before that, actually, we were told she's the last. So, there literally is no excuse for saying there's more Uzumakis there, besides to add drama to the story. Which I dislike.
The story was published January 1st of '09.
Right.
First episode she was in was September of '09, so it would have had to have been based on the 100 or so chapters the manga would have had over the anime at that point.
Yeah. So either way, either he knew about Kushina through the manga, or he knew about Kushina through the manga, and people talking about the manga. So yeah, so it comes down to him adding family members to add drama to Kushina leaving. Got it.
Yeah.
What's my opinion on the fandom's fascination with Yoi? I think it's dumb. I think any sort of forced relationship is dumb. If the characters are written a certain way in canon, then that's how they should be written in fanfiction. Until you hit the butterfly effects. So Naruto should always be Naruto until different events in your fanfiction occur to make him diverge from canon Naruto. But until that point, I think it's dumb for people to be like, oh, Naruto was secretly super smart, but was just pretending to be retarded. That's dumb.
Now, here's how you make it not dumb.
Yeah, having a sudden assassination attempt on him, and Sarutobi lecturing him on, how he can turn his pranks into a way to stay safe or something like that.
Yeah, you add a new event that wasn't covered in canon to start the butterfly effect.
But at the end of the day, people that write forced sexuality change.
For the record, we apply this blanket to anyway. It doesn't matter what.
Yeah. For anyone who writes forced sexuality change, you're dumb, stupid, and other words that I probably shouldn't be saying on a podcast that I'm being paid to do. It's ridiculous, and it's demeaning to everyone. It's demeaning to the original characters. It's demeaning to the original author. It's demeaning to you. It's demeaning to the sexualities you're trying to represent. It's demeaning. It's dumb. And it's demeaning. Yes, you can blame Kishimoto for that, but at the end of the day, it's the fandom who chose. The fandom was going to do it anyway, but it's incredibly dumb for the fandom to be like, oh, they kissed as 10-year-olds. Clearly, they figured out their sexualities, which take most people 3 to 6 years to nail down. Yeah, it's the same reason I really dislike Harry Potter stories in which the harem happens. Because usually the harem's like, oh yeah, by year 2, he's got 8 girls. It's like, okay, you're noticing girls maybe by age 14, age 13-ish. You're not be like, oh man, I'm gonna get into a deep romantic relationship where we love each other truly and we're gonna spend the rest of our lives together. That doesn't happen until the delusional phase, which is around 18. Right, Atin?
Give or take.
No, hormones, Isley. It's studies on hormones. It really depends on the kind of environment that people grow up in. But more or less, people don't find their sexuality until the hormones really kick in. At which point, you're brainwashed into, seeking out
Literally
the opposite
brainwashed.
sex and reproducing.
Or the same, if your hormones are wonky.
Yeah, things can go wrong. Not everyone's perfect. Well, no one's perfect, literally.
Literally.
Lull by
Literally impossible.
Anyway, blah 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 blah. Kushina, don't leave. Oh, I'm totally leaving. They call me the demon whore. Blah blah blah. I'm blah blah blah. I'm a little bitch, so I'm gonna run away. Wait. What fucking? Wait. What? Excuse me? My clan is nearly gone. Not only that, the way the village looks at us, because of Naruto, blah blah blah, demon whore, demon lovers, evil, so don't tell me about family in the village, especially since this ill will towards him has traversely rained down upon the rest of the clan, which is why myself and the rest of my advisors have decided to take the only plausible course of action. I, Uzumaki Kushina, head of the Uzumaki clan, hereby banish Uzumaki Naruto for the clan, and I'll be putting him in the orphanage. Kushina! I know I've seen this story before. I found this story on my own free time before. I know where I've recognized it now. I am furious!
Oh.
It's actually a really shit story. This is actually I believe this is the precise part in which I stopped reading the story, because I was just like, so the author put in a bunch of Uzumaki clan members, changed how Kushina's personality in general is, and then was like, I'm gonna make this more dramatic by banishing Naruto from the clan.
Not that there's, really any reason to, since the clan basically dissolves, but whatever.
No, don't you understand? She has several other members of the Uzumaki clan who will forever remain unnamed in this story.
Yes, of course. Those guys.
Do you really not love him? Don't you ever question my love for my son? I love him so much. But I have to banish him. Because he's the Kyuubi now.
Yeah. Yep. And rather than do something productive with this, like, I don't know, train him or teach him how to control it, we're gonna send him.
Oh, you know the fact that you are fucking sealed with this shit yourself, so you should be like, oh, maybe as a baby he has less chakra control I have, so the chakra that Minato specifically is letting into his body is adapting to him. So maybe I should, teach my 3-year-old freaking chakra control or something, or try to at least, or basically anything but claim he's the demon and excise him from the clan.
Makes sense to me.
But how else will I get some drama in my story?
No, clearly the author needs a death penalty. Death penalty for the author. Here.
Sneaky, no.
Here, I say. Here. Anyway, moving on to the next story. Alright, this one here is called Do Over. I'm gonna ping Cruel Ruin again.
Oh boy.
That's not where I want to go. Come back to us.
Who's coming back to who?
I'm pinging Cruel.
Oh.
Anyway. In summary.
Why would you do that to him?
Naruto and Kurama accidentally end up in the past on the day of Naruto's birth and are forced to live their lives all over again. They make the best of it, to everyone's extreme confusion. Alive Minato and Kushina. Humor.
Yep.
Naruto-chan is reborn. So this is it. I guess this is where we say goodbye, Kurama commented, flicking his tails idly. As Naruto sniffled and began to tear up, the great fox sighed gustily. Stop that. It was a long road, but I don't regret any of it now. Not being sealed in you, not becoming your partner, not even parting like this. Kurama, Naruto said, now crying shamelessly. Me too. I would do it all over again. Well, I suppose I have one regret, Kurama mused. Naruto, I should have said this before. It was my fault you grew up alone. I'm sorry. If there's anything I would change, it's that. In short order, Kurama would have another regret. The mental space around them had flared white, and this was the last of either of them remembered of that timeline. Kurama would come to dearly regret those words, even if he would never ever admit that ending up 16 years in the past was somehow partially his fault. Given the last thing he remembered was saying his goodbyes to Naruto, about to become one with the other Bijou, Kurama was understandably confused to find himself under a clear night sky, totally free, and yes, with both halves. Also, in the middle of Konoha, who appeared to be newly wrecked, most likely by him. Ah, it's that night, Kurama commented, nodding to himself sagely. Admittedly, it was his first time suddenly ending up 16 years in the past. Even for a Bijou, that was too weird. But on the other hand, everything involving Naruto had been just weird. So why not this, too? The mob of Konoha Shinobi... The mob of Konoha Shinobi around Kurama completely missed his relation.
His relation? What?
His relation! His relation and his sudden change in alignment, attacking him...
I'm sorry, but, you know, a holy being with someone, everyone has moved one step closer to lawful good.
Indeed. Attacking him with another wave of explosive notes. Kurama was not particularly bothered. He'd taken Naruto's beloved Rasen Shuriken to the face. This was nothing. But it was still annoying, and his great special eyes narrowed dangerously. What do you see with your special eyes?
Took my joke before I could make it. I hate you.
Cut that out, you worms, Kurama roared. The force of his voice alone was enough to knock most shinobi off their feet, but it was the shock of hearing the Bijou speak that made them freeze for several long moments. Sarutobi, Enma's staff form in his hands, paused before he could use it to push the Kyuubi out of the village. He flinched when the Bijou singled him out, leveling its crimson stare on him. You, monkey old man! Kurama said sharply in a tone that was a tad impatient, but rather calm for a Bijou. It sounded like thunder to the humans around him. Go find your other idiot leader. Before he does something stupid, Kurama added mentally. If he drops that fat toad on me again, I'm biting off an arm, no matter what Naruto thinks. Minato! Sarutobi burst out. blurted out, sorry. All of his years as a ninja had not prepared him for this. What do you want with him, you monster? Reformed or not, Kurama couldn't let this pass. Watch how you address me, old man. I could rip your wrinkled hide to shreds, he snapped. It was a pretty empty threat, given that Kurama had automatically taken to addressing him by Naruto's affectionate Jijin. He didn't even want to think about how annoying Naruto would be if Kurama really did harm the old monkey. Now go find your other idiot leader. There's no need for that, Minato said calmly, flashing into sight next to Sarutobi. I'm here. You guys alive over there?
Unfortunately, I am still alive and kicking. Kicking and screaming. Let me out.
No.
Please.
Did you get him? Kurama asked, even though he already knew Minato had it. Kurama received some hope for a positive answer. After all, Naruto definitely wouldn't. There would be just lots of heartfelt speeches and emotional revelations. And at the end, they'd become friends, which was nice and all, but wasn't quite as satisfying as a good old-fashioned revenge killing. No, he escaped, Minato said, frowning. Pathetic, Kurama judged. He quickly went on before Minato could start asking questions. But since you freed me from the man's control, I feel a certain degree of gratitude. A blatant lie. Kurama had felt nothing of the sort and wasn't feeling it much now.
Stop mispronouncing it. It's so painful to my soul. Especially because I know you're doing it on purpose.
But I'm not mispronouncing it. I am pronouncing all of the letters correctly.
Stab you. Also, I want to point out, our friend group has an alarming habit of making threats of bodily harm to each other. You, me, Ricky.
Admittedly, we all deserve it.
Not saying we don't deserve it. I'm saying it's alarming.
Unacceptable, Arn. You must sit here longer and endure the torture I submit you to. For that is my commandment. Anyway, Minato said and stopped, apparently unsure of how to go on. It had been a long night already, and it showed no signs of ending. What man? Sarutobi asked Minato, recovering admirably and throwing himself into damage control mode. If there was it was anything his years as the Sannin's teacher had taught him. It was how to accept ridiculous, insane situations and start dealing with the fallout.
You know what? That's a reasonable thing to say.
There was a masked man. He summoned the Kyuubi to Konoha after taking control of it. I broke his control and... Minato explained in a rather disjointed way that gave his own confusion. He gestured distractedly to indicate his modern art of the current scenario. If he escaped, then he could return at any time, Sarutobi said, ignoring all the not immediately threatening parts. What can we do? There is only one solution I know of, Minato said, to seal the bijou. In other words, create a new Jinchuriki. Excellent. We're right on schedule, Kurama thought, nodding to himself. Get on that, he ordered, making the two Hokage jump. They had apparently forgotten about him somehow. I'll wait over there. And if you try to summon the Shin Megami, I'll gut you before you get to the third hand seal. Minato choked. How do you know about that, he wondered, but then quickly shook his head. I don't know any other seal that contain Umyu. Then you better ask someone who knows a lot about seals, and bijou, and Jinchuriki, Kurama said. And because this was after all Naruto's progenitor, he added rather dryly, for example, the successor to that tree man's wife. Kurama was about to
know this is actually causing me some pain.
What, me reading it like this, or this story itself?
Both.
Good.
Life is suffering. Death is the only solution.
Indeed. Kurama was about to add something else. You know, the redhead! The one who knows all about Jinchuriki from personal experience, since Naruto probably wouldn't have gotten it until he spelled out in full detail, when Minato suddenly paled. Yes, he sounded slightly strangled. I know who just to ask. I'll go do that. Wait here. He then flashed away. Just to be contrary, Kurama leaped out of the village in a single long bound, leaving the assembled shinobi staring after him in shock. The reason for Minato's hasty departure was simple. Kushina was going to kill him. He had no doubt she was already awake and already annoyed. And Minato, well, he had never won a single argument with her. As far as he was concerned, Kushina had never lost the battle. Kushina was like a force of nature. Biwako said a man couldn't handle the pain of giving birth. He definitely believed her. Well, yeah, because women specifically have biological functions that enable them to do that.
Something, the circle of life. Move on.
Sorry, I just love it when people say that, because it's just like, yeah, no shit, and women can't pee standing up and aim.
Gee, it's almost like things are entirely different.
That sounds crazy.
Anyway, blah, 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 blah. Kushina had been put through everything, blah, blah, blah. Bite off the head of the poor fool. And that was going to be Minato. Shinigami, blah, blah, blah. Safe house, blah, blah, blah. Braced himself. Had she left, Kushina was still sitting on the bed, cradling her son. There was murder in her eyes, but a beautiful smile on her lips. It was disturbing, since Kushina had never bothered to hide her rage or bloodlust before. Look, Naruto-chan, Kushina cooed sweetly. It's Daddy. Naruto-chan has been worried about you, Minato. What, is she Dragonborn now?
Indeed. I'm trying to figure out what does the shout for Minato do? Does it inspire suicidal bravery?
No, it summons Minato.
Oh, of course. I'm sure there's a mod for that.
Probably. And the way she said it.
Why did I make the mistake of looking at Slacks' stream? I look away from the main screen for 1 minute to see what's going on with Slacks, and it's just, I think it's EE, and there are just a bunch of dancing anime girl gifs.
Excellent. 10 out of 10. Moving on. Blah 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 blah. Accepted Naruto into his hands. Blah blah blah. Here's the thing. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. The Kyuubi. Blah blah blah. Everyone knew what happened now. Blah 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 blah. Oh, Sandaime-sama, Naruto-chan is happy to see you, and I of course have to be here too. How else is Minato going to know what to do? Kyuubi, blah blah blah. It's about time. You're slow. You're being cooperative. I hate being controlled more than I hate being sealed. Fine, I'll have to set Mito-sama seal up. Now for the host. I'm not going in you. I hate chains and stakes. Kushina refused to feel any guilt. I'm not going into that idiot either. What if he goes and martyrs himself? I don't want to be sealed in a suicidal idiot. Oh, what do you suggest then? No, Naruto-chan, you don't want that. It's mean and probably have fleas. Mommy will buy you a nice kitty or puppy. Naruto made grasping motions towards the Kyuubi.
When is this going to be over?
And the child will do, blah blah blah. That's what Naruto-chan wants. Blah blah blah. What the hell did you do? Naruto roared at him. This sort of thing only happens when you do it. Blah blah blah. I had to deal with being birthed. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah.
Like the problem here is this story isn't grammatically. I haven't seen anything wrong.
Overly wrong.
Yeah, like nothing huge. And the characters seem reasonably enough in character, given how off the rails the situation's gone.
Yeah, more or less, I suppose.
Honestly, this isn't a bad story. It's just mediocre. I personally would not continue reading this because the idea isn't that interesting. That's my verdict on this. It's so far for the first chapter or 2 chapters or whatever. It's not terrible. It's not fantastic, but it's not terrible.
Right. Yeah, no, I get you. Yeah, it is. It exists, I guess, is the best way to put it.
Yeah. It exists, and it's not bad.
But it's nothing to be writing home about, certainly not, no. Alright, round and round the wheel goes. Where it'll stop, nobody knows. This one. Or could not open it. Oh, excellent. Well done. Round and round the wheel goes. Where it'll stop, this one. Story not found.
Excellent! The show's over! We can all go home!
Bonus round! This
Damn
one.
it!
Ruby!
Why do you have bonus rounds sitting, just lying around? What's wrong with you?
I think I just figured out how to use Discord.
Oh.
I didn't realize it took effort to figure out how to use Discord.
Yeah, why am I being told that they don't take kindly to a musical number? I wasn't aware I started a musical number.
The sunlight comes and I just want to go home.
Just link us the news story, Sneaky.
Just get on with it.
Alright.
You're like the headsman who's having too much fun.
Dude, I am always the headsman who has too much fun.
It takes forever to link stories, too. It's weird.
The remnants of a vixen. A vixen! A creature of grace and beauty and some mischief. But how will this creature react to a world full of hate, distrust, and murder? What side will this fox choose? Will she fall into darkness and be devoured
God,
by
no,
the
Max,
huntsman?
help me veto this.
Or will
Nope, fuck
she
you.
outsmart her hunters and devour them for trying? Only time will tell as you follow the vixen. Fem Naruto times question mark. I'm assuming it's Fem Naruto times Cinder, Emerald, and Neo.
I can't comment on the last one. We know for a fact it's Fem Naruto, which is just...
Well, I mean, that's the listed characters.
Yeah. Update 10/30/2016. This shall be a rewrite. There won't be a lot of major changes, but minor changes and fixtures. So enjoy the rewrite.
No, it's not female Naruto as Cinder. It's female Naruto and Cinder and Emerald and Neo. I guess it's a harem or something. Also, you can't make heads or tails of Discord. It's really fucking simple. You click the join link, it brings you to Discord, and then you proceed to use it like Skype.
Only less annoying. And
Only
without ads.
less annoying, with more options, multiple channels. Yeah. It's a text server with multiple tabs. I don't know what's so difficult about that. You're square, block, round hole dumb, aren't you?
Sneaky.
You're
You have
being
a very
needlessly
limited
mean.
audience.
Jesus, Sneaky. That was uncalled for.
Yeah. I was gonna say, the alcohol is clearly exacerbating Sneaky's most prominent tendency, dickery.
This shall be a rewrite, blah blah blah. Welcome to my new fic. Before we jump into this, I must warn you this is an extremely ambitious project. And from what you read of the description, it's female Naruto in Ruby. Yes, you read it correctly. And from what I've seen so far, this is the first of its kind. So please, I am begging you to be gentle with this fic. No.
No. I'm glad we had the same thought there, Sneaky.
This is sort of like my other fic, Grasping the Prophecy. Shameless plug, go check it out, it's pretty good. When I accidentally wrote him as her. So that's the lame origin of this story. I will not call Fem Naruto Naruko. She shall simply be Naruto.
Well, I hate the author slightly less. Slightly.
Just like 1% less.
In the boiling ocean of rage that is my soul,
I have removed a teaspoon. The forest around her screamed with a fiery anger and rage.
No, listen, if the forest is alive and screaming, you need to stop taking drugs, Naruto. It's not.
The glows of orange and crimson reds could be seen from the edges of the tree line. Her hot breath fogged the night as huffs of pain and exhaustion danced in unity as each step became more excruciating than the last, as her left leg became caked with her life force, turning up the pale appendage red with pain. Her once powerful spirit sprint reduced to nothing but a pitiful limp. Her right arm hanging lifeless at her side, dripping blood with each step, whimpering out cries of pain, which racked through her developing 13-year-old body, turning her slow, pitiful stride to a crawl. Her knees buckled under her weight, knocking her face first into the dirt. Her long, blonde locks cascaded around her, creating a spiderweb of sunlight and
No, Sneaky, I was waiting for you to make that mistake. It's a spider web.
It is a spider web. Well done.
Now, what that is, I have no idea.
She let out silent sobs. Wait, hold on. The sunset reds as the strands of each blonde lock held the reds of her Uzumaki heritage within them. So, she's a strawberry blonde?
I guess.
Her petite, pale hands clawed and gnashed at the earth as she attempted to drag her bloody, bruised, and beaten body, only to find her strength had been sapped from her. She let out silent sobs as her sky-blue eyes, deep as an ocean, welled with tears bursting with sorrow, pain, and despair, turning red and puffy with each sting
for crying out!
tear
God
that ran down her
wow.
whiskered cheeks. What?
Sneaky, you can stop trying to give the story any credit. It's the villagers beating up Naruto.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why, blah, blah, blah. Today I thought it'd be different, but it never is. Blah, blah, blah. All the villagers came and stomped on her. Blah, blah,
I'm
blah.
sorry for ruining your good mood, but I figured it would hurt less coming from me.
You okay, Sneaky?
I'm playing Dota after this.
That is... No, that's not healthy.
Yes, it's always the villagers beating Naruto for some reason. Blah, 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 blah. Blah. Oh, she suddenly teleported. She just teleported to Remnant. I guess. Blah, 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 blah. The damaged eyes of the moon. Okay, so the moon's been blown up. Okay, yeah, young one. Blah, blah, blah. The woman before Naruto was bone white. Blah, it's Salem. Blah, blah, blah. Do not fear me, child. Whenever people say that, I instantly flash back to the angels. Do not fear me. Ah! I said stop fearing me.
Like, no matter how you slice it, the large, terrifying, holy creature appearing out of nowhere and going, "Do not be afraid."
I mean, honestly, it's one of the best ways to open up. Because it's like, I come bearing a message, and you're probably gonna shit your pants. It's like, oh, the message is my family's dead, you know?
Okay, to be fair, sometimes that was the message, at which point I would just rather get that.
That is unfortunately true when it comes to the Bible.
Like, poor Job, man. Messenger appears. More of your family has died. Are you kidding me? If anyone ever had a right to shoot the messenger, it was Job.
Let me at him! You can't shoot the angel! I'm gonna kill him!
You literally can't. I can try.
It won't stop me from trying. Hold me back, bro! Hold me back! Now I want to see the Bible reenacted. Like, you know how they did Romeo and Juliet, but modern? With, like, guns instead of swords and gangs instead
What, you want to see the modern story of Job?
I want to see the Bible modernized.
I mean, A, that's heresy, but B, I think someone's already done that.
Oh.
You know what? It's better than this story. Let's go ahead and find out, Sneaky. Take us away.
No. You can find it, and then I'll read it. But anyway, so blah blah blah. Do not fear me, child. Blah blah blah. She was perfect. You are not in danger. I sense in you the power of unimaginable feats. It would be a waste to kill you. Spoke the woman in a matter-of-fact tone. Her glaze.
Yes,
Settling.
of course. Don't you understand? She's a Krispy Kreme donut factory.
Thank you for that mental image of Salem being a Krispy Kreme donut factory, but instead of donuts, they're just round grim.
I really didn't think that was funny, but okay.
I just had, like, she now works as a manager at the local Krispy Kreme. I don't know why, but I'm amused by the idea of, like, where do you think the funding comes from? She works as a manager.
Listen.
All the workers
Max?
are Beowulfs.
Max, you need to go right
The
there.
Ursa are the forklifts that move the pallets around.
It's like,
oh my gosh,
like,
Cinder got her team management abilities from working as a manager at Krispy Kreme. Hello, welcome to Krispy Kreme. My name is Cinder Fall. How may I help you?
It's just like Team Ruby comes in. It's like, Cinder, you work here. Man, your staff is really dedicated to the whole Grim theme. You must get stuffy on those suits.
Yes.
Yes. What's the secret ingredient of Krispy Kremes? Grim in every bite. Looks down. It's dripping black blood. Ah!
No, I like to. No. It'd be even better. They're normal donuts, but they just get covered in Grim goo. Like, instead of the glaze waterfall, it's just Grim.
And they sell it as dark chocolate donuts.
Exactly. We have not. Listen, I'm sticking this in writing.
Oh God.
So what does that make Ozpin, a competing donut factory?
Clearly, Ozpin runs Dunkin' Donuts.
No, Oz. Actually,
Beacon Pastries, there we go.
Ozpin runs the upscale patisserie that's being driven out of business by cheap Krispy Kreme donuts.
Indeed. Except we'll have to change the we'll have to change it from Krispy Kreme to something else. Grimmy cream, chocolate in every bite. Why? Why? You ask us why? You missed nothing, maybe. Nah, you sort of missed a lot, actually. You missed me getting a bit more drunk. You missed a really shit story and me raging about it. We're currently...
And you missed me making the stupidest joke ever.
That turned
and
into
these two running
possible shitpost. I can't... Ruby's just gonna turn into our shitpost section.
Absolutely.
All of the Ruby stories are just crack on our on our profile. It's great.
Now you might ask, where do we come up with the ideas for this?
Here.
We're not sure.
No.
If you're lucky, you can see them live on stream.
Anyway.
I would say unlucky, but yeah.
Anyway. So, here we go. This is a Naruto, female Naruto Ruby crossover in which the villagers beat Naruto so hard they beat her out of reality and into the Rubyverse. And Salem finds her and is like, "Bitch, you fine. Your power is shapely and shit. I'm gonna make you my minion."
Leave.
Bitch, you fine. "Yes, power, if you do not believe me, let me show you," said the pale maiden. As the purple veins began to glow a feral red, the color captivated Naruto. Her eyes locked onto the ominous glow of the pale woman. Her eyes dilating at the sight, before she felt the stinging at the surface of her skin begging for release. The power continued to build up till it bubbled over, ripping through her skin. A cloak of bubbling hatred formed around Naruto. Her blonde, reddish locks flared out wildly. Her whisker marks turned jagged. Her teeth turned into malicious fangs, nails sharpening to curved, deadly points. Feral in nature, Naruto's lips turned pitch black, devoid of color and life, as a growl escaped her throat as her hatred flowed through the surrounding sunflowers with their rage. So Salem activated Naruto's Kyuubi state. Fucking excuse me?
That seems like a bad idea.
It's a great idea.
I didn't realize Salem could do that.
Of course.
Roar ripped
Of
through.
course, the Kyuubi is secretly a Grim or some fucking...
Blah blah blah, she roared, so did her anger, blah blah blah. The cloak fading to
I'm
nothingness.
gonna start writing the Krispy Kreme story.
We should. "Who are you? I am Salem, but you can call me Mother. I have a mother. Oh my god, I have a mother. Do not worry, child. I will be here for you forever, and you are now my most powerful fox." Death penalty. That's all I have to say.
Yep. Like, the idea in and of itself, fine, whatever. Naruto ends up there, Salem takes him in, I'm sorry, her, whatever. Not that terrible of an idea. Executed poorly and idiotically.
Yeah. The Kyuubi could come out when the host was threatened. Maybe Salem just did it up the fear factor to make the Kyuubi come out. I mean, I guess. Round and round the wheel goes, where it will stop, nobody knows. Oh, Stages of Hope, right? No. No, that's right. We crossed that off, didn't we? Oh, right, no, yeah, we crossed this off. Stages of Hope. What was Stages of Hope? Oh, right, yes, here we go. Stages of Hope, everyone. We're actually doing what Tuesdays are supposed to be doing and going back to fix we previously covered. Alright. So, to remind everyone, this is the sort of interesting AU in which everything was different, and then Harry and Hermione ended up into it because of giant magical explosion. As a refresher, Snape and Sirius are bestest of friends. James is a prick, which, I mean, that's canon, though. Lily married Remus, and there's no problems ever, and Voldemort was deferred. Can I pre-donate to get this shit out of my face? I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna stop you from giving me money. That would be pretty dumb. But I'm gonna keep reading it until that point. Just so you know. The girl woke first. The alerted Albus had decided to place both strangers in the hospital wing and not involve the ministry for now. While Sirius had argued that this wasn't safe, his friend was a tiny bit paranoid. Severus had agreed that two wandless unconscious teenagers did not constitute a threat to Hogwarts. So, Cyrus had left to gather the Order members currently in residence, while Albus and Severus had assumed watch position in the infirmary. They settled in for a long wait, but obviously they underestimated their visitor's resilience, and now the girl was awake. Oh, fuck you.
Why would they not, use magic to wake them up? And ask a few questions.
I don't know, because fuck you.
They're in the magic infirmary, for crying out loud.
Just fucking dump. Let's go with the Grim Reaper Eclipse.
Oh wow, you're done that fast, are you?
I just got paid to skip the story, so yeah.
Oh well, there we go.
Yeah.
I think it's disturbing that the most money we've made is off of getting people to pay us to not read.
Me to not read. Ah! Loopholes! Take it away, Atin!
What? Oh god, no.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, I mean, I will.
No. Where's Max? Max is here. He's just...
I'm being very quiet. I have a slight headache. They just knocked the servers down for Dragon Ball FighterZ, so maybe they're actually getting off their asses and fixing the online issues.
Good joke.
No.
It's Bandai Namco. They're
Ruby Assassin's Creed. Grim Reaper Eclipse. It was a day like any other when he crashed on Remnant. All he ever truly wanted was a normal life. But Lucifer was far from normal. He is the Grim Reaper.
Stop right there. You cannot continue unless the edge banner's up.
That is a fair enough statement. There we go. Wait, haven't I done this one before? To my knowledge, it hasn't been done before. It's not in my covered chapters section, so to my knowledge, no, we haven't. And he will reap the lives of those who mercilessly took him from that reboot of Grim Reaper. Okay, we might have actually covered the original story, because this is apparently a reboot. LV2 here, and welcome to the reboot of Grim Reaper.
No, Sneaky. The real reboot.
The real reboot, sorry. This story starts with the character bio, so if you want none of that, just skip this chapter.
You do not start with a character bio. First of all, you don't ever do a character bio, but you certainly don't start with one.
Blah blah blah, I changed a lot of things, blah blah blah, he's now an assassin, blah blah blah, he has a semblance to. Name, Lucifer Mark 1.-7 Shard. Other titles: The Forever Fall Reaper, The Angel of Death, Lucifer the Hewer. Age 16, appears to be 20. Race and complexion is human, pale white. Weight is 220. Height is 6'7".
6'7" and 220. That is severely malnourished.
Yeah, bro, I'm 6'3" and 220, and while admittedly a large portion of that isn't overly muscly, a large portion of my body mass is not fat. Let me just make that clear. But, you know, don't start with announcements. Yeah, that's true as well. You could throw any character into any situation. Yeah, Ruby is the definition of zero effort IP. But, yeah. But someone out there fucks it up anyway. Yeah. Aura type! Dark! I didn't realize this is fucking Pokemon!
Apparently.
Build, lean, tall, extremely muscular and swole. You realize that's lean and very muscular are actually...
Actually, you know what? No, Sneaky. Yeah, no.
No.
That's super underweight because the suggested normal weight for someone who's 6'4",
Right.
the BMI is 156 to 204.
Yeah.
That's for a normal person. That's 6'4". This guy's 6'7".
Yeah, this guy's 6'7" and extremely muscular. Yeah.
Like, depending on what extremely muscular means, this could be anything from Chris Redfield to The Rock.
I would go with, because he's saying lean and very muscular, I think his idea is like Chris Redfield. But that's not lean. Lean is like Ranma.
Yeah.
Lean is like bikers. Bikers are lean. Swimmers are lean.
Soccer players are lean.
Yeah. Hello, new person. But yeah, muscles weigh a significant amount more than fat. Yeah, so being very muscular would easily put you at 300 pounds at my height. Let alone at, 6 more inches over my height.
Yeah. All of which to say is this author hasn't done any research. And here's the thing. The BMI index doesn't go past 6'4". So...
Yeah. Another person who doesn't know how biology works, and they're writing about biology. Yeah. Fantastic. Well done, sir. Fucking moron. He is an assassin, student at Beacon, and errand boy for Juniors Club. Oh, how convenient. Insignia, the iconic Assassin's Creed insignia, but white. Color, white. Although he doesn't use it much preferring the more advantageous color black for fighting, or much anything, really. Wait, so his favorite color is white, but he uses everything but white. Okay.
Makes sense.
Homeland, France, Earth. I understand why his favorite color is white now. Oh! What's this blue and red doing on the French flag?
I wonder if I can server mute the owner.
You can, actually.
You can't mute my OBS, though.
No, I can't. But I can make myself feel better and get me an Atin a reprieve.
As an assassin, he is trained in every single firearm and blade, but his personal weapons are the following. A hunting bow, a bow Lucifer crafted himself using the strong, flexible wood of a black bark tree from the Forever Falls, and the silk of Spider Grim. Venom, an intricately designed and decorated traditional kukri. The Master Assassin's
from
kukri!
Syndicate. Here's the problem.
AC
This person
Syndicate.
likes Syndicate.
Hey, Syndicate wasn't that bad.
Syndicate... I'm not saying Syndicate was bad. I'm saying it was, like, 7 Assassin's Creed games too many by the time we got to Syndicate.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
What?
This belongs blade laced with King Taijutsu venom infused with fire dust carries a silent power that kills quickly and painfully. Okay, fun little fact, lacing your weapons with venom doesn't work for long. Most venoms and poisons and etc. break down over time.
In fact, the more potent it is, the faster it becomes useless.
Yeah, more or less, actually, yeah. Yep. Anyway, Helping Hand. Black and gold hidden blade. Just look up AC Hidden Blade Gauntlet. It's the black and gold one with a grappling hook. Totally original.
Hey, I'm too lazy to explain literally anything. So I'm just taking all of this from a game, and you can just look it up, right? That's awesome.
And a hidden dart gun that fires hallucinogenic darts. Wow, so original! But it also doubles as technically iron knuckles. The Undertaker. A black revolver action hand.
No, Sneaky, before you get angry, please read on.
No,
It will make you more
I
upset.
will get angry right now, damn it, because
Looks like a larger version of Absolver from Hitman Absolution. These 50mm armor-piercing magma dust rounds pack just enough power to punch through any type of body armor or bone plating. This is a spin-action revolver that holds 10 rounds in a single cylinder. Unfortunately, the bullets are custom-made, giving him a limited amount.
Okay, to be fair, there are 50 cal rounds. There are revolvers out there that shoot 50 caliber rounds.
That is correct.
However, the size of the fucking I don't even know what it's technically called. What the hell is it actually called?
I believe that
the body.
It's referred to the revolver itself.
No,
the chamber, the
barrel? The chamber. Chamber, no. The spinny thing you put the bullets in.
That's the chamber.
Yeah, that's
okay.
the
That's the
chamber.
chamber. Okay,
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Yeah,
I have seen
fucking
50 caliber revolvers before. Their chamber is massive and they hold like 4 rounds. Like, the reason
Definitely not 10.
No, because the reason why the chamber is so big and it only holds 4 rounds is not just because of how big the 50 cal round is, but because it has to be strong enough to repetitively fire 50 caliber rounds for a long period of time. So it has to have enough metal in between each round that would reinforce the chamber to the point of making sure that no distortions occur when you fire it. Yeah, is this where the Suthner isn't? Oh, really? It holds 6 now? I saw the 4 round one, but still, that's not 10. The amount of chamber size.
Definitely not 10.
The chamber size, yeah, stress, yeah. The amount of the chamber size you would need for 10, Jesus Christ, that like, you're better off just making it a rifle at that point. I mean, that was a thing, too, by the way. Revolver rifles, but that was also a thing.
Yeah, cowboy repeaters, I think.
Yeah, cowboy repeaters is the name for them.
Love those things. Like the design. They're nice.
Handy.
But, anyway, so magma dust rounds, fine, sure. Sure, fine. That doesn't bother me too much. Making them custom made, fine, makes sense. Okay, sure. But honestly, my biggest gripe with it is calling it a revolver action hand cannon. Revolver action. I understand what he means. He means the whole classical pull back, fire, pull back, fire, pull back, fire. That's called single action. Double action is where it pulls the hammer back automatically when you fire. Single action, pull back, fire. There's a vast difference between the two. It's actually like important. It actually changes how you use the gun.
Yeah.
It... Or bolt action. No, there's. See, that would only make sense if he was talking about a rifle, Isley. Bolt action is specifically refers to rifles in which you manually chamber the round. Single action refers to revolvers in which you manually chamber the next round. Well, technically it's not even chambering because revolvers automatically spin to the next round, but you do have to pull the hammer back before you're capable of firing with a single action revolver. So it's sort of the same thing as a bolt action in terms of you're not able to click the trigger again and fire another bullet. There's a bolt action pistol.
That I need to see.
No, there is maybe a prototype exists somewhere, but no, there is no such thing as a bolt action pistol as far as production goes. Because like, how would you even do that? Like that would be the stupidest shit ever. No, the construction of pistols is vastly different from the construction of an SMG and a rifle, and it. Look, I know a gun manufacturer. I have personally worked at his shop. I know how gun do.
No, Sneaky. He's right.
Wait.
The Remington XP100. Designed in 1961. Produced from 1963 to 1998.
No fucking way. It's a bolt-action pistol. One of the first handguns designed for long-range shooting. It's still used competitively today. Yeah, I told you, it looks fucking dumb, though! It looks dumb as shit! The Experimental Pistol 100. So it is a prototype.
No, it's not a prototype. It was produced, Sneaky.
It's a bullpup bolt-action pistol. Only one exists. Well, I'll be damned. Only one version of this exists. Okay. Oh, yeah, influence the rifle later on. Yeah, no.
But it did exist.
Yes. Okay, so it did exist. Wait, what? The XR100? Okay, that doesn't exist. Okay.
The 100R, maybe? Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's the XP100R.
No, okay. Wait, no, that's a rifle. No, that's what I thought. Yeah, the X100 is the XP. The XP100 is the only one that exists. There is other models based off of this, but they have been upgraded to rifles.
Okay, yeah.
But that's barely even a pistol. It's only a pistol because it doesn't have a stock on it.
No, that barrel is significantly shorter than a standard rifle's.
Yeah, but you can always have a short literally barrel rifle. I mean, I had a cut down 22.
Okay. Yes, okay, that is technically possible. But this, I'm pretty sure that this was a rifle barrel designed to fit on a pistol, not.
It looks like a special pistol stock used for rifle barrels. Yeah, no. My point still stands. Yeah.
It's dumb, and it was never actually made as a pistol.
Well, no, technically it was made as a pistol. It's just
it was never mass produced.
As far as I can tell, it was mass produced. No, the fuck you on? The 1902 is a bolt-action rimfire rifle. Don't. Just because I was wrong on one thing, don't fucking think you can come in here and try and bullshit all over me. Fuck you. Yeah, it's high precision. Bolt action is high precision. Because it's fucking bolt action. It's the same thing with single action. Because it's single action, you're able to be a lot more accurate because you don't have the hammer moving the gun as it's firing.
Well, that, and you have to take a bit more time between each shot, which is inherently going to promote accuracy.
Also that, yeah.
Because if I can just repeatedly pull the trigger on a revolver, bang, 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 unless I have like arms made out of titanium, the recoil is going to get progressively more.
It has a
It's gonna make my aim
bolt-action
progressively
pistol
worse.
variant. Yeah, fuck you. That's like being like, oh, sawed-off shotguns are just a variant. It's like, yeah, but they're still not the representative of the model. Anyway, blah blah blue.
Especially because a sawed-off shotgun is just that. It's a shotgun. It's what if I took a shotgun and then sawed the barrel in half, give or take.
This is the Crocodile Dundee knife, except Lucifer has infused the blade with wind dust for longer throwing distance.
I don't even know that's how this works. But this author needs to stop.
I can't comment on the knives. I'm never really and I'm not a big knife person, honestly. I'm more of a gun person. Anyway, blah blah. This is a modified Huntsman class weapon.
Oh, please keep reading. Please keep reading. Hold on, everybody, take your headphones off. There might be yelling.
It has 3 functions. A one-handed scythe. That's not that. You mean a sickle? It's a one-handed claymore. You mean a bastard sword?
It's a two-handed. It's a two-handed
longsword.
Axe.
A claymore? Oh my god. Automatic silenced shotgun that holds 60 burn dust rounds per clip. And a katana. Every time Lucifer kills a human/powerful being with this weapon, it gets stronger and so does he. Glorious Nippon Steel! If Max is dead on voice chat, I can join in.
No, he's just actually dead.
We're just dying. I just... The stats on the shotgun mode are as follows. It's similar to an AA-12, but with a longer barrel, a fire rate of 350 rounds per minute, and a weight of 8.2. It's decorated with a solid red and black finish, and has a Salvo 12 silencer lined with freezing dust. So it cools the round, making it go slower?
Yes. It feeds a 60-round drum and fires a multitude of ammo.
Reflex optic sight, and more commonly used by Lucifer, are the burn dust enhanced subsonic 12-gauge rounds. That's not a thing when it comes to shotguns. Look, I talk out of my ass fairly often. I am fairly certain subsonic shotgun rounds don't exist.
Okay, also, I want to point out 8.2 kilograms. First of all,
I stand corrected.
Subsonic shot shells. Are
they 12 gauge though?
Yes, they're specifically 12 gauge.
That humanity, we need to have a chat about that. But that is currently besides the point. First of all,
It's lead shot, 8-star crimp. I believe it's a slug. Interesting.
First of all, I want to point out, have you guys ever had the terrifying privilege of using an automatic shotgun?
Oh, no. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I've used them before. Everything besides
now,
the AA-12. The AA-12 specifically is unique in its construction. But it's got terrible recoil otherwise.
Did you ever use a drum magazine?
Yes.
Then you know what a pain in the ass it was to reload those.
Well, I mean, not only is it a pain in the ass to reload those, they're really only made for AA-12s, which is what I also used.
Yeah, but they're also heavy as hell.
Yeah. Well, shotgun shells themselves are absurdly heavy. Okay, so this is actually an article that I read once and / sort of helped write a explanation to the class because of project. Point being, shotgun shells and shotguns in general are not recommended for the zombie apocalypse, specifically because a single shotgun round is about 1.5 to 2.5-ish the weight of an equal caliber size rifle round. They are heavier than any other round of their caliber. Significantly so.
By a long shot.
Look, the AA-12 was absurd as fuck heavy with its, 30-round drum? Is that what it was? Yeah, 32-round drum?
No, I think it's a 25. I think 25 is the standard.
Anyway, it was something around that.
Look, first of all, I don't know if you people know how big, because you guys have, actual gun laws that prevent you from owning awesome things like the AA-12 and drum magazines. But, it's what, 2 feet wide?
What?
The drum magazine, was it 1.5? It's huge.
That's about a foot. It's about a foot.
Okay, so I was off by half a foot or.
It's about a foot to a foot and a half, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's massive. So now, let's say it's a 30-round drum, like Sneaky said. A 60-round drum is going to need to be at least half again as big to have room for the extra shells.
Or the drum needs to be twice as big.
Yeah.
Either the rounds need to be smaller or the drum needs to be bigger. And if you're using 12 gauge, I mean, that's a certain size of the shot shell. And, that's... It's not going to be slug. It's going to be some sort of ball round. So it's going to be some sort of shot round. So look, subsonic. I'm reading up right now as we're talking about subsonic shotgun rounds.
There's something I never thought we'd need to read up on.
They're not.
Bob and Jerry must be very confused.
They're not that good. Honestly, they are not that good when it comes to self-defense. They're good when it comes to hunting, because all you're doing is shooting deer.
Well, yeah, but here's the thing. First of all, you're using an automatic shotgun. Automatic shotguns are designed for one purpose: to kill things really.
Oh yeah, no, don't get me. A bullet is still a bullet. A 12 gauge bullet.
No.
Will kill you.
I hadn't finished making my point.
Kill him said, will it kill you? Yeah, it will kill you. Being hit by a subsonic round will still kill you just as much as a normal round. Oh, my point is, it's going to have problems with armor, and Grim are typically armored.
Not only are Grim armored, first of all, not only are you using subsonic ammunition, but you already have silenced your automatic shotgun. Which, first of all, you're gonna need, I know Metal Gear isn't exactly accurate when it comes to how quickly a suppressor wears out. Obviously, it's not, it's a video game. But I think Metal Gear's, rate at which a suppressor dies might actually apply to a 60-round automatic fucking shotgun.
Yeah, that suppressor is going to need to be replaced fairly often. And that's the other question here.
And even if you are, why the hell are you wasting your time? Why do you have an
Why are
automatic
you
shotgun?
silencing a shotgun? Why are you using subsonic rounds on a shotgun? It's not like you're trying to be nice to the neighbors. If you're gonna assassinate someone, use a different fucking gun with different fucking bullets. like Christ.
Like, obviously every gun is a weapon designed to kill, but something like a rifle, I can say ostensibly that a rifle's purpose is hunting. It's not meant for killing other human beings at great speed.
No, a rifle is meant for that. No,
I understand every gun is, like I said, every gun is meant to kill people, but you can't say yes.
The problem I have with this is that he has several close-range options, but then chooses to use the shotgun that is silenced with subsonic rounds and a silencer. It's just like, okay, if you're at close range and you're like, okay, instead of using a throwing knife that I apparently have for some fuck-all reason, or using my super stupid venom dagger, or using my magnum bullet magnum at close range,
or my magic katana scythe thing.
Out of curiosity, are you guys ready to be a little angry at this?
I'm already furious, so go ahead.
Salvo 12, developed by Silencer Co., is a shotgun suppressor.
I realize this, yes.
Silencer Co. suggests cleaning the Salvo 12 after firing 1,200 or fewer rounds.
Well, I'm impressed, actually. That's impressive.
Yeah, because they
personally, I never commented on how often you would need to change out the silencer. I just think it's dumb.
Well, the fact that they're suggesting cleaning and not replacing is a little terrifying to me.
Yes, that is terrifying. Okay, but here's the thing. 1,200 rounds. He's firing 60-round drums.
He's firing at 350 RPM 60-round drums. That's actually an absurd level of fire rate for a fucking shotgun. And, I mean, not only... See, look, the problem here, what I'm getting so worked up about, there's so much wrong with this gun. AA-12, actually fairly light gun overall, but that's because it has a shit ton of, like, weight balancing and springs in it and shit to absorb the recoil. Now, normally I'd be like, alright, an 8.2 kg shotgun, sure, yeah, fine, yeah, I'm not gonna complain too much about that. But it's
First of all, this isn't just a shotgun.
Yeah, but that's the problem here, is it's also a sickle, and it's also, what the hell is it? It's a sickle and a katana. So the weight of that's why I wasn't crazy. The 32 round drum is the standard for the
32 rounds. I apologize.
It's 7.3 kg with a 32 round drum. So we're doubling that. So 32 rounds of 12 gauge ammunition weighs around 2 kg.
Mm-hmm.
So 4 kg alone for the ammunition on one drum.
As you say, bear in mind, that's one drum. This is one of the points I was trying to bring up earlier. You have a 60-round drum. I don't care if he's a hunter. He'll have maybe one drum.
Like the thing is though, is the AA-12 is 5.2 with no ammo in it.
Yeah.
So, which means is if we're going by the AA-12's weight, well, this guy's listed weight of 8.2. So minus 4. So we have a 4.2 weighted gun that also turns into a sickle, that also turns into a katana. You're telling me that somehow, with all the moving parts required to have 3 forms, it weighs only 4.2 kg?
The answer to that is no, by the way. It better not. Because if your answer is yes, you need to go learn to do math.
It's the same weapon. Anyway, so it's just dumb. That's my point is. It's going to be overly heavily. It's going to be poorly weight balanced in all the other modes. There's a reason why Ruby is so stupidly strong. There's a reason why Crow is stupidly strong. It's because their weapons are absurdly heavy.
And like I was saying, you have a 60-round drum. Even if the drum itself didn't weigh, like what? The drum itself is like what? 4 kilograms?
Yeah.
Even if the drum itself wasn't 4 kilograms, physical size, physical mass would restrict you to maybe one other drum. Like you'll have the one in the gun, which first of all, where you have a 60-round drum. Where's that 60-round drum going on a sickle?
And not only that,
katana?
The stats on the scythe mode are as follows. It looks like a smaller version of Crow's scythe, with a nearly 4 foot long handle and a 2.5 foot long blade.
Okay, that's 6 feet. You are no longer a shorter version of Crow's scythe. Sorry. You are just a version of Crow's scythe that has more handle.
And a sickle, minus this cell. Sure. Okay, so let's see what we got here. So he said the blade was 2.5 long, so that's around 30. Okay, so that comes out to around 23 ounces.
I really making a good point. Pretty much every hunter has super strength, and yes, you are correct.
You are correct. However, our problem here is that his weapon weighs too little.
Too little by a lot.
Yeah. His weapon weighs way too little. Oh, wow, really? 23? Really? Really?
And again, like I said, even if you don't factor in weight considerations, sheer literal size of the drum rounds is going to restrict you. Especially if you're Mr. Hoity-toity assassin here, who's like, oh, I like to be swift and silent. You know what you're not going to want weighing you down? A bunch of 60-round drum magazines.
Wait a second.
In addition to his heavy as hell, custom made.
I was fucking, I'm not crazy. A standard sickle is 1 foot in blade length, and that's curved as well. So it's twice the size of a standard sickle.
Let's move on to the katana so we can fucking rip that to shreds too.
Do remember the author didn't call it a sickle, you just immediately called it that yourself. Either way, this thing...
He's calling it a short one-handed scythe. That is a sickle.
No, he only called it a one-handed scythe. You're adding the short.
Okay, but Max, a one-handed scythe...
There is no such thing as a one-handed scythe, though. That is a sickle.
Yes.
A sickle is the smaller version of a scythe that performs the same function. A scythe is two-handed because it requires both hands to operate a scythe. Because a scythe is long, which requires balancing, which you can't do with one hand. So a one-handed scythe is a sickle. That's basic physics. Yeah, Pathfinder having one-handed scythes. Okay, and that's not...
Pathfinder is not reality.
Which is basically a sickle on a longer handle. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what basically is going on here. I'm pretty sure he just took straight from Pathfinder then. It's just a sickle on a longer handle. It's shorter handle than a scythe. A longer handle than a sickle. Semblance! Soul Griever! After activating his semblance, Lucifer's aura physically manifests itself as a scythe. As featured on the image above. Okay? that whistles when swung through the air at high speeds. It absorbs the aura of the people who are killed by its blade. It's the life-stealing scythe.
You say it's
the
life
dark,
hunt scythe.
yeah, it's the life hunting
it's literally
scythe.
life hunt.
Oh my god. Jesus fucking Christ, okay. But it can also draw large amounts of aura from those nearby who want to hurt him by merely existing.
Oh, and he can absorb aura-based attacks with the scythe.
When added,
and the weapon itself is indestructible.
Blah blah blah. It's impossible to defeat him because he eats your aura. When he kills someone, not only does his blood magic grow stronger, but it absorbs their soul, making his own aura more powerful. When the semblance is activated, the sclera of his eyes become black, and his irises
the scythe's handle is 7-1, and the blade is 4-6.
Okay, so it's a giant fuck-off scythe.
Speed and slicing through anything.
Built for speed! 7 feet tall!
I don't think you understand what physics is, boy.
Yes, it's a play on Soul Reaver. So this author has proven to be completely fucking unoriginal, stealing from literally everything else because they can't think of an original idea. Their OC is super edgy and original. Please do not steal.
Oh, and Sneaky, in addition to having an aura and a semblance, he also has unique abilities.
Yes, he also has the Shadow Drive, in which...
No. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the little section labeled...
Oh, I know. I'm getting to the Shadow Drive, though. The Shadow Drive, which makes his scythe do holy damage when the moon is out. And
which is always on Remnant.
Of course. And blah, blah, blah. It becomes Ruby's scythe by having a pointed blade at the end and a blade on the back. Yeah, it literally becomes Ruby's scythe. And it is able to absorb all dust. And then it can absorb the aura it absorbs and use it as a Getsuga Tensho. And it passes through armor and aura. And Lucifer gains twice the stat boost, because apparently we're in a D&D game now, boys.
Yep.
Blood magic. Lucifer uses blood magic incorporated into his weapons and fighting style, which increase the power every time he kills something. This gives him telekinesis, dark glyphs, and blood armor. When he kills something, he absorbs all of their aura and soul into his weapon, making Deadly Midnight and his abilities more powerful. Blah, blah, blah. Parasite. Lucifer's aura draws aura from both people and Grimm within half a mile of himself. Harden. This is not a sexual thing. Lucifer can use his aura to infuse his clothes, flesh, and skin, and bones to be much stronger. So it is a sexual thing. Eagle Vision. Like Eagle Vision from Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, no. Sneaky, you know what this is.
Yeah.
Literally what this lazy piece of shit wrote.
Psych Enhancement. Lucifer has been neurologically enhanced to easily understand and retain information. And he has photographic memory. Hearing Enhancement. He is super hearing. Immune system enhancement. He is no sick. Strength enhancement. He is super strength. Stamina enhancement. He can have sex for days. Reflex enhancement. He is now Neo. Bone enhancement. Oh. Lucifer's already above average reflexes have been tripled by Templar surgical enhancement, making him the fastest man on Remnant ever. Bone enhancement. Lucifer's bones have been reinforced with Remnantium, allowing him to become Wolverine.
I wasn't aware that we were reading a Spartan bio.
Yeah, he's basically immortal. Yeah. Skin enhancement. Lucifer's skin has been enhanced on a cellular level to be tougher and resistant to radiation and fire. This causes him to look pale. He also doesn't get pimples and sores. Lucifer has shining golden red eyes. Think of Hellfire. Yes, I'm referring to Rango, shut up. Black hair with a silver streak through it. A handsome face and a scar on his right cheek that makes him more handsome. He also appears to be 20. Lucifer has extremely dense teeth and elongated vampire fangs. He has several outfits. Outfit 1 is his casual outfit. The grim leather, really. Grim leather and pants made out of grim fur. And a grim skull he carries around to wear as a half-past. That's his casual outfit, really. A grim leather jacket and a grim fur pants and a grim skull mask. Really, that's his casual outfit. Interesting. Casual 2. Black jeans, fingerless gloves, black t-shirt, Assassin's Creed Syndicate hoodie.
This is physical pain, Sneaky.
5 more minutes, Atin.
Combat attire. It's a belt with a hand-carved stone buckle. Stone buckle. That activates his armor when Lucifer touches it. When activated, it covers his entire body with a hologram minus his heads and feet with Kevlar padded clothing. Covered with King Taijutsu scale on his torso. Magnetic pads for holding weapons. And on his feet, he wears black composite-toed, waterproof combat boots. On his left hand, he has a fingerless glove with a metal plating on the back of his hands and fingers. On his head, he wears a skeletal 3-panel half-face mask made out of neoprene and cotton. Cotton, really? Interesting. On top of that, he wears a black trench coat slightly worn around the edges and has graphene woven into it.
Why though?
Sneaky, Isley has pointed out that he is an edgy Corvus Corax, implying that Corvus was not already edgy.
I think he makes Corvus not edgy. By the sheer level of edginess this person is, they make Corvus not edgy.
Sneaky, the level of edge on display here makes Horus and Magnus not edgy.
This is a fair enough statement.
Sneaky, he makes the Dark Eldar look not edgy.
It also has an insignia on his back. Stitched into the inside of his trench coat is holsters, sheaths, and pouches for bullets and dust crystals. Formal attire, a black suit with a red tie. Combat ability, Lucifer is well-trained and highly skilled Navy SEAL. He has over a 300-person kill count, kiddo. Just kidding.
Yeah. We don't care about this.
Lucifer is a well-trained and highly skilled in countless firearm and handheld weaponry. He is super resourceful. He has also mastered all forms of basic hand-to-hand combat and gymnastics.
My personal favorite is the weaknesses. His biggest weakness is his lack of experience. You mean, except for the fact that he's constantly trained, especially with fighting opponents on his level. He has a soft spot for kids, which can be easily exploited. His lack of skill in the field of ore can be used against him. And I suppose his social skills are a tad bit lacking. Just
weakness!
Like your restraint
he has
offer.
no weakness! We still have not gotten past this character fighting style. Although his preferred style is stealth-based, Lucifer is always on the offensive, using everything to his advantage.
Oh, good! Sneaky! Sneaky, we have another OC coming up!
No!
This one's a wolf fondness.
It's a full team, I think. So there's another 3.
Oh my god. Oh God, you're right. No, Sneaky, pull the eject button. Pull the eject button. We're out.
I am using the eject button.
It's 8:59. So.
Vodka is not an eject button. And now I've had to say that.
I'm surprised you've never said that with the nose before now.
That's because
He's more of a
Nose doesn't
whiskey
drink.
guy.
Yeah, Nose doesn't drink vodka. Glorious potato juice, save me from this fiction. What did I do with that bowl? Okay. Eject, Sneaky, eject. I shall not eject. It's just... He was named after the moon. Okay. The French Revolution broke out and the Templars kidnapped him. He was taken...
I'm sorry, the French Revolution. He's getting this level of augmentation in the French Revolution.
In 1784, the Templars kidnapped him during the chaos of the French Revolution. He was taken to an off-world base using a piece of Eden, where he was wiped of all of his memories and surgically enhanced to a cellular level. There he began with 6 others, all of which had been defective. Thus he was named Mark 1-7, as there had been 6 others before him. After his many years of training, survival training, and essential education, Lucien was made an honorary Templar and given a new name. With his newfound authority, Lucifer dug into his past and found out where he had truly come from. Soon after, Lucifer...
Why would they ever allow that?
Soon after, Lucifer hijacked a spaceship and flew away. He eventually crash-landed on Remnant. So, Lucifer
Alright,
did
listen,
this...
it's been a long-ass time since I played Assassin's Creed, but, no.
So, Lucifer did the sensible thing and crash-landed his ship onto Remnant. Name, Lucy Mars. Title, Gunslinger. Sex, female. White. 6'4" and 152 pounds.
Sneaky, stop. It's 8:01. We'll come back to this in a week. We're done. You need to
Semblance.
be done.
Semblance.
You have work.
Semblance is play dead.
You have work tomorrow.
Semblance is play dead. No, seriously.
No,
When facing a fatal blow, she can teleport away, leaving behind a illusion that makes her look dead. She has fucking substitution jutsu as her semblance. Lucy is a child prodigy and mastered hand-to-hand combat and using 50 caliber magnums with 110% accuracy.
This author better just be shitposting at this point.
She uses a unique revolver given to her called Caliburn, a larger version of the 1860 Colt Army revolver. It was actually forged from King Arthur's sword and is considered a holy weapon with high-impact piercing rounds.
Stop.
He also
Stop
taught...
it.
The grandfather also taught her the gunslinger's creed.
Okay, look, we've established that this is just some edgy kids OC Pathfinder party. Stop it for the night.
Sneaky, please.
Timothy Lars vitally. He suffers from a medical condition, pretty sure it doesn't have a name, that reduces his pain receptors to nothing.
That does have a name. That is an actual
Also,
condition that
Hazel.
exists.
No.
Oh, he's
that's hateful.
bipolar with an alternate personality.
That's not how bipolar works.
Dick, as his evil self is called, thinks of himself as superior to everyone else.
Except for those he respects or admires. Oh, great, convenient. He'll be nice to his friends still.
Dick rarely makes an appearance. I certainly fucking hope so.
Just stop.
Hold on. I want to see. He doesn't have a semblance. He just has a shit ton of guns. Rounds are custom made with 22 long rifle armor piercing rounds with neurotoxin in them.
I got you some deadly neurotoxin. Sneaky, try to stand up out of your chair.
I can stand up just fine. I can stand
Really?
up.
Then stand up.
I am standing up, fuck you.
Good. Good. That at least answers one question I had.
And the final team member is Icky Curate. He's a half eagle faunus. I didn't know you could be half faunus. What does he have? One wing?
I think the alcohol's getting to him. I think the alcohol has run its course.
Insignia. A long sword in the middle of a book.
Sneaky. Here it is. Congenital analgesia? Analgesia? Whatever. It exists. And all I had to Google was medical condition where you can't feel pain.
Yep.
I knew the author was a lazy piece of shit. But boy, this takes the cake.
Aura type. Light.
He's broken.
Oh
Oh
my
God,
god,
yes,
why
it's
does he
broken.
have so many guns? The Gut Buster, the Sonic Strike, the Hard Strike, the Nerve Strike, the Aura Taser, the Aura Bolt, the Aura Arm Blade. So what? He's just an engineer from Mass Effect. That's what he is. And he also has the STD.
Oh my god, this idiot really is just making a fucking Pathfinder game.
Semblance.
Go under you. No. Look. Unique abilities. Heal plus 50.
Hold on. Semblance. Clairsentience. This is knowing when something bad is about to happen by having a bad feeling. That's the semblance. I have a bad feeling about this.
Great, you're Han Solo. Now get out.
Heal plus 50.
Boy, it's a good thing that we stopped leaving reviews because, boy, what I would say to this author would get me banned.
Aura Shield. Full Aura Shield. This is sort of like Aura Shield, but it creates a bubble out of solid aura.
And for the record, the rest of you leave this guy alone too. Even if we hate this with every fiber of our beings, we will not harass the author, and neither will you.
Holy shit.
Oh, Sneaky, your pain is ended.
Oh yeah, we're done. And that wasn't even in the just fucking dumb section. Alright. Thank you, and goodbye, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell people you hate, tell people, just tell people. Tell more people. We need more people. Tell them. Anyway, we'll be here every Tuesday and Friday. As always, you can find us at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hosted by me, Sneaky Devil, if you haven't picked up on that yet. We will see you guys Friday. Peace the fuck out, and remember, there's always more, and it always gets worse.